各位投资者，上午好。On behalf of all the organizers, I would like to welcome all of you to this webinar, Resilient Strategy, Thailand as an Innovative Investment Hub. May I shortly introduce myself? My name is Gonpong Sutatakun. I'm an Investment Promotion Officer from the Thailand Board of Investment, and I'll be your host for today. So today's webinar is organized by the Thailand Board of Investment and co-organized by China Council for Promotion of International Trade, China Chamber of Commerce, and the Hong Kong Trade Development Council. Before we get started, please allow me to walk you through some of the guidelines for attending this webinar. So please note that this webinar will be conducted in English. However, we have provided a simultaneous interpreter for our Chinese-speaking audience. Please use the language option on the option bar below. Press Chinese to listen to Chinese, press English to listen to English, and press off for the original languages. 请在屏幕下方按地球图标，选择中文翻译。If you wish to ask questions, please use the Q&A function on the option bar below. You may leave your question at any time during this webinar, but all the questions will only be answered during the Q&A session at the end of this webinar. Please also note that your video will be muted at all times, and the chat function will be disabled during this webinar. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, please also allow me to inform you of today's program. So we will start off our webinar with the welcoming remarks from His Excellency Mr. Supathanapong Panmichao, the Deputy Prime Minister of Thailand, followed by remarks from Madame Gao Yan, the Chairperson of China Council for Promotion of International Trade, the China Chamber of International Commerce, and remarks from Mr. Dr. Peter K.N. Lam, the Chairman of the Hong Kong Trade Development Council. Afterward, Madam Secretary General Duongchai Asawat Chindachit from the Thailand Board of Investment will enlighten us with all the detailed view of investment opportunity and support from the Thailand Board of Investment. Afterward, we have an experience sharing session with the CEO of Huawei Technology Thailand, Mr. Abel Teng. Then we will have a panel discussion on the topic of government's role to support innovative ecosystem and emerging industry. Then we'll close this event with a Q&A session. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, it's a great honor for me to invite His Excellency Mr. Supathanapong Panmichao, the Deputy Prime Minister of Thailand, for his welcoming remarks. Your Excellency, please.
Thank you. สวัสดีครับ สวัสดีครับทุกท่าน Madam Gao Yan, Chairperson of China Council for Promotion and International Trade and China Chamber of International Commerce, Dr. Peter Lam, Chairman of Hong Kong Trade Development Council, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great honor to welcome all of you to this important webinar, co-organized by the Thailand Board of Investment, BOI, China Chamber of International Commerce, CCIC, and Hong Kong Trade Development Council, HKTDC. The webinar today marks our critical step toward a new normal. Business world after COVID-19 has created a deep shock, not only to Thailand, but globally. We have faced many new challenges due to pandemic across technology, society, and the environment. Still, I believe Thailand has shown it is a resilient and a strong country with opportunity ahead. I also have learned that the word crisis in Chinese has two characters, Wei for danger and Ji for opportunity. The crisis can help us unlock huge opportunities and innovation. In this new normal, we can rebuild production and distribution channel. We can also redefine sourcing and supply. Technology can support every step of the supply chain. While technology and innovation no doubt help, different countries must also work together. Therefore, there is a time now to discuss future collaboration and Thailand's role as a gateway to ASEAN. At this gateway, Thailand can open doors to supportive and innovation investment ecosystem. I believe that Asia will be a hub of global growth in the next 2 decades. China is an economic powerhouse, and Hong Kong is a robust financial hub. China and Hong Kong are one of Thailand's longest and important investors. China is one of the top 3 foreign direct investment in Thailand. Thanks for that. In 2020, we will continue to receive investment from China and Hong Kong, making up almost a quarter of our total foreign investment. In terms of trade partner, China and Hong Kong both have FTA with ASEAN. In 2020, China is Thailand's largest trading partner, accounting for 3 trillion Thai baht or around 600 billion yuan. This is more than 20% of total cross-border trade volume. Based on this, I'm confident that Thailand, Hong Kong, and China will continue to build closer relationship in the future. China and Hong Kong will be an important economic powerhouse in the region. At the same time, Thailand can be a springboard to ASEAN and its 650 million people. These represent ample opportunity for Chinese and Hong Kong investors and their partners. The road to recover require us all to work together. The Belt and Road Initiative is one example. There are huge opportunities in this initiative that can cross beyond culture and country borders. Ladies and gentlemen, as a global economy gets back on track, Thailand welcomes you all with open arms to drive recovery together in Asia. Like all countries, Thailand has been impacted from the COVID pandemic. The country has come together remarkably to contain the virus. Therefore, it has been able to support businesses to run with a minimum disruption. Under the Thailand 4.0 policy, the Thai government will continue to drive technology-led industry. To accompany this engine of growth, we aim to set up the country as a regional hub for businesses. Thailand will build on its strengths of today to offer a stable, sustainable, and cost-effective supply chain. I believe that Thailand possesses outstanding competitive advantage. It has a strategic location, its economy is diverse, has a strong foundation with supportive investment policy. It also has a business-friendly working environment and a skilled workforce, a mature supply chain, and world-class infrastructure. These factors make Thailand a reliable and efficient player in the global industry. In addition to that, the Thai government is strongly committed to building the Eastern Economic Corridor, or EEC. This is a well-established financial cluster and industrial cluster located in the Eastern Thailand. It will be a new growth hub of ASEAN. A key infrastructure are being delivered, such as high-speed rail and expanded airport and seaport. Eastern Economic Corridor of Innovation, EECI, has already been developed. This offers modern science and technology facility, such as 5G science tech educational facility and the laboratory. With the continued investment in the key infrastructure, Thailand's national regional connectivity will grow significantly. This will make Thailand even more competitive regional business hub. Ladies and gentlemen, on doing business, I would like to assure all of you that improving of Thailand business environment is our government top priority. Thailand has made a huge gain in the World Bank Ease of Doing Businesses Index. From 2017, we still at ranking number 46. Now, today, we are ranking number 21st. Still, Thai government has yet set a higher goal. We aim to be among the top 10 countries for ease of doing businesses. Finally, allow me to assure that to everyone, the government stands ready to provide Chinese and Hong Kong investors with our full support. We look forward to even stronger and more active partnership in the future. I'm confident this webinar will showcase Thailand's potential as your investment destination and create new prospects for China, Hong Kong, and Thailand. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for your welcoming remarks. Next, I would like to invite Madame Gao Yan, the chairperson of the China Council for Promotion of International Trade, for her remarks. Madame Gao Yan, please.
尊敬的 Your Excellency, Supathanapong Pemi Chao, Deputy Prime Minister of Thailand, respected Secretary General Dunjai Asawa Chintachit, respected Chairman Peter K.N. Lam, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my great pleasure to attend the webinar. On behalf of CCPIT and CCOIC, I would like to extend my warm congratulations on the convening of the webinar and my sincere welcome to friends from Chinese and Thai business communities. China and Thailand are good neighbors, good friends, and good partners. Since the establishment of diplomatic relations, the two countries have strengthened political mutual trust and enjoy steady progress in various fields, which has brought tangible benefits to people of both countries and has set an example for China-ASEAN cooperation. In the face of the sudden COVID-19 outbreak, China and Thailand showed strong support for each other. With donations of protective equipment and medical supplies by the business communities of both sides, which is a manifestation of the strong ties and friendship between China and Thailand that bring us as close as family. When President Xi Jinping and the Prime Minister of Thailand had a phone call last year, they built an important consensus on the China-Thailand cooperation and provides important impetus for the future development. China and Thailand the two countries have a strong cooperation last year. The two countries' economy grew against the headwinds. China is the largest trading partner of Thailand for 8 consecutive years. We see steady progress in the development of Thailand-China railway construction. And we see strong resilience and broad prospects in the development of China-Thailand economic cooperation. This year marks the beginning of China's 14th five-year plan as we embark on a new journey to build China into a modern socialist country in all respects. In the new stage of development, China will accelerate its efforts to create a new development pattern, with domestic circulation as the mainstay, while letting domestic and international circulations boost each other. China will continue to promote trade and investment liberalization and facilitation, maintain the stability of global industrial and supply chains, and jointly promote the high-quality development of the Belt and Road. China will advance opening up in areas of rules and norms, management and standards, continue to create a market-oriented international business environment governed by law, and give full play to its advantage and huge potential in domestic demand as a super-large market. This will surely bring historic opportunities, strong momentum, and bigger prospects for economic and trade cooperation between China and Thailand. The business community plays a key role in fighting against COVID-19 and protecting people's livelihood, and it is also instrumental in promoting global economic recovery and development. Under the theme of today's webinar, it will explore the investment opportunities of innovative ecosystem in emerging industries, as well as government's role to support them, during which we will share investment experience, tap into the collective wisdom of business communities, and advance and expand investment cooperation. I look forward to your insights following the theme of the webinar and expect us to consolidate our consensus, further deepen our cooperation, overcome the COVID-19 impact, and raise bilateral investment cooperation to a new level. With our role to connect the government and the private sector, domestic and the international communities, as well as supply and demand sides, CCPIT enjoys close cooperation with BOI, Federation of Thai Industries, Thailand China Business Council, Thai Chamber of Commerce, and other organizations. Going forward, we stand ready to continue to serve as a bridge between Chinese and Thai business communities, give full play to our advantages, expand and diversify ways of communications, and continue to make contributions to China and Thailand cooperation. Finally, I wish the webinar a great success. Thank you.
China Council for Promotion of International Trade. So next, please allow me to invite Dr. Peter K.M. Lam, the chairman of the Hong Kong Trade Development Council, or HKTDC, for his remarks. Mr. Dr. Lam, please.
Thank you. Deputy Prime Minister Supathalamphong, Ms. Dong Chai, Madam Gao, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to join today's webinar. Despite this tough time for global business, there are reasons to be positive. Even with the pandemic last year, ASEAN became the largest trading and supply chain partner of mainland China. This raised the potential for investments, capital, and talent flows, especially with early recovery from the pandemic. By building connections and creating a three-way partnership for success, Hong Kong has been a vital link in this growth. Our international network, including an FTA with ASEAN and our role as a two-way platform for mainland China and the world, offer the best of the world to business. And I think success not only means investment and trade flows, but also using our respective strengths to spur economic development for all sides. This works best when we share common visions for growth and a common focus on innovations and investments. For example, a parallel of Thailand Eastern Economic Corridor can be found in the Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau, Greater Bay Areas, or GBA for short. These two clusters form powerful twin engines to drive regional economic activities in investments, trade, finance, innovation, talent, development, and more. As a strategic part of the GBA, Hong Kong is a leading international finance center, helping to pool capitals and funds from all over the world. Our growing portfolio of finance structures, connecting the world and Chinese investors through stocks, bonds, wealth management, and insurance, help international projects tap into the huge pool of Chinese capital. A second area where Hong Kong can help is in innovation and technology. Exchange in the R&D, IP, prototyping, and market opportunities offered by both mainland China and Thailand could be facilitated through Hong Kong. Hong Kong Total Solution can offer professional service and network to help link up partners for every stage of an investment or project. From sourcing an IP all the way to finding investors, raising funds, doing product developments, productions, and testing markets, Hong Kong can help both Thailand and mainland China to realize their plans to boost investments, innovations, and economic developments. Hong Kong TDC, from our part, seeks to reinforce these partnerships. Our Southeast Asia and South Asia regional office is located in Bangkok, and we have a strong network in mainland China with 13 offices. In 2019 alone, we organized 4 high-level missions to Thailand, which resulted in an investment deal, including the constructions of $1.7 billion park data center by Hong Kong investors. We also organized the annual Belt and Road Summit and Asia Finance Forum to connect project owners, investors, and service providers from these 3 economies. Though these events, we have recently helped forge partnership in areas such as a smart city development in Songkhla and solar energy in southern Thailand. We also organize virtual and hybrid international exhibitions and conferences, enable global suppliers and buyers to continue doing business despite travel restrictions. I'm delighted to announce that we will launch the Think Business, Think Hong Kong campaign in Thailand later this year, pandemic permitting. This event will feature Hong Kong quality and innovative products, as well as world-class service, connecting Asian business with the mainland and global market. I invite you to join all in this event. In closing, I would like to point out that even though we still have many challenges to overcome, I'm positive about the future. If we broaden and deepen our 3-way partnership, I'm confident we can achieve more and drive recovery for the whole region. Working together, the Thailand, mainland China, and Hong Kong partnership will be a winning formula and a model for all. I wish you all great success in the coming events. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lam, for the remarks. So it's our great pleasure to see Thailand, China, and Hong Kong coming together in this event. Next on our program, Madam Secretary General Dongchai Asawatchinachit from the Thailand Board of Investment is here with us today to give you a detailed view of all the investment support and opportunity you can receive from the BOI from Thailand. So without any further ado, please allow me to invite Madam Secretary General Dongchai Asawatchinachit from the Thailand Board of Investment for her presentation. Madam Secretary General, please.
Your Excellency, Deputy Prime Minister, Mr. Supathanapong Panmichao, Madam Gao Yen, Dr. Peter Lam, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. 大家好. It is an honor for me to be given this opportunity to speak at this webinar. Today we'll be talking so much about opportunities, particularly opportunities after crisis, or some opportunities arising from crisis. So let me start first by telling you a bit about Thailand. Actually, Thailand is a sizable market. We have almost 70 million population, and the projected GDP growth this year is expected to be around 2.5 to 3.5%. And I'm sure that we would be able to do even better than this. And China, Hong Kong have been our major trading partners, and also investment from China and Hong Kong has been increasing significantly over the past, I would say, the past 2 years, particularly with the relocation and also when companies see rising opportunities in this region. And as the Deputy Prime Minister mentioned earlier, Thailand can be positioned as a major regional business hub for this part of the world, particularly for CLMV. The Thai government has been very busy investing in infrastructure facilities. As you can see from this slide, that we are investing on around 378 billion RMB. And a significant proportion would be given to the rail system. As you are well aware, the rail system is the most cost-effective means of transportation. So if you have a chance to come to Thailand after COVID, or even during this time, because we have special arrangements for investors or businessmen to visit Thailand, you see a lot of construction going on. So this, coupled with our strategic location in the heart of Southeast Asia, this will enhance our position as the regional hub for CLMV. Much has been mentioned about the EEC. Of course, the EEC is positioned as the new growth hub of ASEAN. Already 4 infrastructure projects, 4 contracts have been already awarded. So things are being implemented, and we expect to see these projects coming alive in the next few years. So in the next few years, the EEC would be equipped with extra modern infrastructure facilities, ready to support new industries, in particularly the 12 targeted industries. And I'm sure that companies from China and Hong Kong would be perfect fit for the EEC, since a lot of our targeted industries are the areas where companies from China and Hong Kong have great expertise. These are just some examples of Chinese and Hong Kong companies that have set up in Thailand successfully. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, that investment from China and Hong Kong has increased significantly over the past couple of years. There are many, many more companies, but we just pick only the major ones. And companies that have been investing in Thailand, they're in a wide range of sectors, but quite a number of them in key sectors, such as the automotive industry, metalworking, and smart electronics. I'd like to spend a few minutes talking about the BOI scheme, since it's our job to provide support to investors, both existing investors and also new investors. We have a scheme which covers both tax incentives and non-tax incentives. I would not go into details of each tax incentives, but just to mention that our key incentives would involve things like corporate income tax exemption or reduction, and also duty concessions such as the exemption of import duties on raw materials and on machinery. Our non-tax incentives are targeted at facilitating for investors in operating their business in Thailand. such as the right to be 100% foreign owned, and the right to own land, our facilitation regarding visas and work permits and so on. The tax incentives that the scheme that we're running at the moment are based on activities. So the length of tax holidays would depend pretty much on what you do, what kind of products that you'll be manufacturing or what kind of services you'll be providing. We have a set of criteria in designing our tax incentive scheme, such as the level of technology that you'll be using, your role in the supply chain. Like for example, if you're in agriculture, this is a sector where we very much focus on, because Thailand is pretty much, we are a major agricultural producer, of course. So we would like to invite people to create more value added out of our agricultural producers. And then we also, and the number of tax holidays range from 3 to 8 years, depending on what you do. But at the same time, you could obtain additional incentives as well, because there are certain things that we would like people to do, such as R&D activities, support to the academic or research institutions, human resource development, etc., or IP licensing fees, and advanced tech training. Particularly at the moment, we would like to focus on upskilling and reskilling of our workforce, and also development of local suppliers and designs and so on. These are the so-called merit-based incentives. People can obtain additional tax incentives on top of the standard package that we are offering. At the same time, we have the area-based schemes, such as the EEC. Of course, we are offering special scheme for companies that are located in the EEC area. People can get extra tax incentives if they're located in the EEC. Of course, because this is the prime area in the country, the EEC already attracts more than half of the investment that has applied for BOI promotion over the past many years. And at the same time, at the moment, we are running a temporary scheme to attract or to stimulate investment. The investment stimulation package that we are offering is that on top of the basic package, you would get at least, you would get 5 years of 50% corporate income tax reduction if you manage to get at least 1 billion baht of investment within the 12 months after getting the BOI certificate. Simple as that. So we hope that this scheme would help stimulate more actual investment into the economy. And also, we are not targeting at attracting new investments, but at the same time, we are also trying to make sure that existing companies are becoming more productive. So we are offering the so-called productivity enhancement schemes. And we offer so many options, such as to change the machinery to use renewable energy. Companies could have solar panel installations on their roofs and then come to us for additional tax incentives, or they can change the systems to automation or robotics, or they could engage in R&D, or they could obtain sustainability certification, because we think that sustainability certification would become a major feature in the global trade. And last, the latest measure that we have got approval from the board is the incentives to offer to companies that would like to adopt digital technology. And I think this would present very good opportunities for Hong Kong and Chinese companies as well, because this is, all of these options are really would be key factors for enhancing Thailand's competitiveness in the future. So that's what we need our companies to move forward and adjust themselves. And also, we have a special scheme called Smart Visa Program in order to attract talents and technologies. And I think this scheme should be of great interest to entrepreneurs and also to talents from China and Hong Kong. Thailand is a popular location for foreign nationals. So we offer this special scheme which allows these talents and entrepreneurs and investors to stay in Thailand for up to 4 years, and also can work in Thailand without a work permit. Also, at the moment, even with COVID situation, investors can visit Thailand under the scheme limited quarantine. That means you can still travel out of the quarantine facility, but on a fixed itinerary. So if any companies are interested in coming to Thailand under this scheme, please kindly contact the BOI. And we should have also a special scheme for people who have been vaccinated. The scheme would be coming up very soon. My last topic would be sectors of opportunities. With the time is running out, I would just mention a few sectors that could be of great interest to the audience. One of these sectors would be smart electronics. Over the past couple of years, there have been quite a lot of companies that have set up operations in this sector in Thailand, particularly companies that are coming from China, Hong Kong, and Taiwan. Another key sector would be the digital industry, as the demand is growing in Thailand and also other countries in this part of the world. Thailand has probably one of the best digital connectivity infrastructure in this region. So we could be the digital hub of this region as well. And the market in Thailand is already sizable. We have over 1,000 large companies here that can be the source of demand for the digital activities. And with the 5G availability in the EEC, a lot of more value-added activities would take place. And since we're in the process of transforming our manufacturing sector to become more competitive, to move towards more automation, the 5G availability would come in very handy. Another key sector would be medical sectors, of course. We cover both. We cover medical devices, pharmaceuticals, and also medical services. Thailand is already the world's #5 in terms of the size of medical tourism market. And with the COVID situation, we have seen a lot of innovations that are coming out of the crisis. And this would be the future of the Thailand's medical sector. We have this project, the Genomics Center in the EEC as well. And this would also be another important initiative in the medical sector in the EEC. These are some examples of companies that have production facilities in Thailand. As you can see that a lot of international companies already have a strong footprint in Thailand. The food sector, I think this goes without saying. We are a major food producer. Actually, Thailand is one of the very few net food exporters in the world. And the BCG, which stands for Bio, Circular, and Green Economy, is now our national agenda. And a lot of initiatives are being implemented. And we hope that this could be another key sector where we could have cooperation with China and Hong Kong, because I think there would be a lot of complementarities among the three parties. Since my time is running out, we have 3 offices in China. Unfortunately, we haven't got our office in Hong Kong yet. I hope that that would come very soon. Actually, we used to have one. So our offices in China would be servicing our potential investors both in China and Hong Kong. Our Guangzhou office is looking after Hong Kong. So you are all very much welcome to contact any of our offices in China, and this is where you can find us in Thailand. Thank you very much. 谢谢.
Thank you very much, Madam Secretary General, for such a detailed view on what BOI and Thailand can offer to the investor who come to Thailand. So Next on our program is a panel discussion. We are lucky to have here with us such a wide range of experts to share a thought on the topic of government's role to support innovative ecosystem and emerging industry. So before we go into that, please allow me to introduce Mr. Narucha Richupan, the Executive Director of Investment Promotion Division 4 from the Thailand Board of Investment, who will be your moderator for this today panel discussion session. So without any further ado, please allow me to pass my mic to Mr. Narucha, Director Narucha, for his session. Director, please.
Thank you very much, Khun Pong, for your kind introduction. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this distinguished panel discussion on the government's role to support innovative ecosystem and emerging industry. I believe that we are well aware that innovation creates opportunities for industry to remain competitive. It also drives the efficiency, productivity, and differentiation to fuel a higher variety of needs. Thailand has introduced the so-called Thailand 4.0 policy, which is a new economic model, aims to drive economic growth through technology and innovation. Probably you might have heard a lot about that. But the country is then now very much focusing on the industry development. However, the industry development needs to have the good infrastructure and right ecosystem. So the role of the government is certainly a key to create an enabling environment and support industry. Today, we are very fortunate to have the executives from agencies that are taking a key role in enhancing innovative ecosystem and supporting emerging industry. We will hear from them today about policy, scheme, measure, programs, whatever that they have to support investors in emerging industry. So please allow me to introduce our speakers. We have here with us this morning our first speaker to my right, Dr. Panat Chairat, Executive Director, National Innovation Agency. Thank you very much, Dr. Panat, for joining us. We also have here with us Dr. Jengrit Khanatharana, Executive Vice President, National Science and Technology Development Agency. He is also currently Executive Director, Eastern Economic Corridor of Innovation, or simply called EECI. It is a pleasure to have you, Dr. Jengrit. Last but not least, we have Dr. Sakavet Yorsan, Acting Vice President, Digital Economy Promotion Agency. Thank you very much, Dr. Sakavet, for being here with us. So I must say that we are very honored to have you all here today. Thank you so much indeed. With no further ado, I would like to start off by asking Dr. Panat to kick off our discussion. So as NIA is, of course, directly getting involved in innovation. So could you please give us an overview on innovation policy, and please also share with us some success cases that Thai or foreign companies getting support from the NIA. So the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Let me very brief distinguished guests in China and also in Bangkok. For NIA, we have around 5 specific operational frameworks to work with international investors and also startups and companies that would like to land and work with us. The first one is mainly focused on the creations of opportunities as a bilateral collaboration as early stage and also prototyping. The second one is mainly on a joint investment regarding to ready to market technology commercialization. The third one is on working with international company and also corporate to create acceleration program for international and Thai startup that's ready for the next ventures. The fourth one is mainly on development area of innovation or area-based innovation, both in Bangkok and also in a specific region in the north in Chiang Mai and also in ECI as well. And the last one is on developing new laws, rules and regulation that's to develop ease of doing startup business in Thailand. Apart from that, we have the so-called framework, another framework that we work closely with ministries of foreign affairs and also BOI. We call it innovation diplomacy. We have collaboration with at least 30 countries all around the world with 7 areas of project activities: entrepreneurial search, knowledge development, knowledge diffusion, data-driven innovation, market development, resource mobilization, particularly on global value chain developments according to WTO, and also human resource mobilization. And the last one is on transformation from the idea into realities. Let me brief you about the collaboration that we have been working with our Chinese colleague for many years. It's mainly focused on the first frameworks, so-called enhancing innovative investment on opportunities and on according to bilateral collaboration. We mainly working with two specific areas in China, in Guangxi and also in the Greater Bay Area. The first one, we has been annual collaborators for China, Thailand, ASEAN Innovation Hub Development Projects that's organized in Nanning every year. Apart from that, we extensively work with Huawei on deep tech startups and also developing a younger generation to be the startup entrepreneur, including Alibaba Business School to train the coder and also the digital startups. And also we work closely with Hong Kong SME and startup development scheme from HKTDC regarding to bilateral trade agreement for two countries. Apart from that, we would like to extend our welcome to Chinese investor and also startup that would like to land in Thailand in specific areas of joint technology commercialization. Since we already achieved some big project with Japanese colleagues and also with Israel colleagues in BCG area, like in the ethanol or new energies and also on industry 4.0. And we believe that not only BCG, but also other possibilities in specific innovation sectors that we can work closely in the area of joint investment in technology commercialization with Chinese colleagues. The third one, we start working with our local big corporate in Thailand, as the Secretary General mentioned about the strengths of the country's lies on food tech and also agri-tech. We have the biggest tuna can and food companies in the world, so-called Thai Union. We work closely with them, with Thai universities. We have strengths on biotechnology in food. We already launched international accelerators, so-called SpaceF, with them, and we have more collaborators from international like Deloitte and also other big companies in Thailand. And we just announced that we would like to transform Bangkok into food tech Silicon Valleys of the world. And we welcome all investors from China that would like to join the bandwagons in food tech and also in agriculture. We have more than 1,000 square meters of state-of-the-art food tech facilities at Mahidol universities, co-innovating space, meeting conference rooms, and also food maker space. This is for food tech startup. While we work closely with other big companies in AgTech area in Thailand to develop another accelerators for the past 2 years, so-called A-Growth, that we mainly focus on precision farming and also urban farming that would benefit both countries on global AgTech transformation. Apart from that, we already transformed some specific area of Bangkok into something similar to a cyberport in Hong Kong. We call cyber tech district. That's we join hand with a big corporation in the area of southern Bangkok, so-called Bangkok Cyber Tech District. That's comprised of True Digital Park, the biggest cyber tech parks in Bangkok, and I believe in the region. We have around more than 2 million square meters all around the road of Ramaphosa and also Sukhumvit area, which is the heart of Bangkok. That's dedicated to innovation space, mainly from private investors. This is among the biggest development from the private sectors that's already happening in the heart of Bangkok. And also in Chiang Mai, we join hands with Chiang Mai universities and other specific groups of high-tech and deep technologies research facilities to transform Chiang Mai into Suan Dok Medical Innovation Districts. And some of you may already learn that Chiang Mai is among the top cities that attract digital nomad around the world to live and work here. That's why we would like to transform Chiang Mai into a deep tech center, which is quite similar to Shenzhen and also Zhongguancun area in China. Apart from that, we work closely with the EEC area too. That's why we try to focus innovation hub in Thailand into specific area in Bangkok, in Chiang Mai, and at the EEC, while creating something called a global hub facilities that we would like to service and support international companies to land. We have a center for startup information, landing pad service, network and business matching, and also business consultancy service within that 3 specific cities. And also we work closely with BOI to validate a smart visa mainly for investor and startup that would like to land and work with us. And we have very strong collaboration with both collaboration in big corporate Thailand and also university, so that we can link research to innovation into realities. And I would like to offer that ANA can be the innovation investment concierge and also informant or even facilitator for you. I hope we can work together in the near future. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Panat, for the information of the NIA Innovation Diplomacy Policy, particularly the details of the operational framework, which I think that will help enterprise and entrepreneurs increasing their competitiveness. And we also learned that the NIA provide the services that facilitate startup to go here in Thailand. So that is quite interesting. Now I would like to move on to our next speaker, Dr. Jenkins. But before having a discussion with Dr. Jenkins, I suppose that we have a short video presentation to run, please.
根据泰国政府的经济驱动战略“泰国4.0”建立的东部经济走廊，以发展3个府——罗永府、春武里府和北柳府为亚洲主要经济区。交通基础设施的无缝对接正在积极建设中。它们是五塔堡国际机场发展项目，连接3个机场的高速火车，连接所有3个海港的双线铁路。泰国国家石油大众有限公司简称 PTT 的旺詹地区开发项目升级为东部经济走廊新区，位于罗永府旺詹区344号高速公路，距曼谷约160公里。旺詹谷发展目标是成为泰国的研发之都，以智能自然创新平台为理念，通过拥有全面精良的配套设施，支持每天的工作和日常生活，并根据需求做出相应的调整。届时，园区将拥有大面积的开放活动空间，绿化率高达60%。旺詹谷项目总面积达3000多来，有3个主要区域，分别是教育区、创新区和生活区。教育区在该区域建立研究合作机构，通过发展教育和学习，加强新技术的研发和创新。开发区域包括维他雅斯瑞梅蒂科学技术研究所、甘纳维科学院、旺詹森林项目。创新区为了更好地促进科学技术的创新和发展，开发区将具有高度集成的基础架构和服务，可以用作智能创新平台和研发中心。旺詹谷将通过针对目标行业的创新平台来实现东部经济走廊计划，为他们提供在生物技术、卫星航空和食品技术的研究、开发和创新。研究结果会针对重点行业提供相对的商业资源。生活区，该区域是具有现代化设施和条件的乡村，适用于工作和生活在旺詹谷的工作人员及其家属、游客和访客等，包括周围的社区社会，使大家享受一种轻松而便利的生活，例如国际学校、酒店式公寓、社区购物中心和娱乐中心。 这里还为未来的生活方式做好了准备，通过智能城市的概念来强调舒适性和安全性，包括智能环境、卫生废物管理系统及水循环系统、智能经济、移动应用和生活专区、智能能源，通过设置太阳能农场和太阳能屋顶，以及通过智能电网络进行能源管理，促进替代能源和可再生能源的使用。智能出行，电动公交车服务，该服务可链接到人行道、自行车道和智能停车系统。智能人生，远程学习系统、电子学习系统和电子图书馆。智能生活绿区，用于提供全面医疗服务的电子医疗系统，以及由 CCTV 覆盖所有项目区域的安全系统。智能治理，在智能运营中心大楼中设有中央数据中心，一站式服务和网络将各个部门有效地连接在一起，大大提高了工作效率。对投资者的特惠政策包括免征企业所得税长达13年，免征机械设备和原材料进口税，全亚洲最低的个人所得税政策17%，面向专业人士及其家庭成员的5年智能签证，创新监管实验区，一站式服务为投资者提供便利。如今，望瞻谷已经准备好成为泰国的创新中心，它将以泰国4.0政策为基础，通过智能自然创新平台的概念，带动社区、社会和经济，实现可持续发展和繁荣。望瞻谷，完美的投资，可靠的回报，美丽的憧憬，舒适的生活。
All right, that was a brief overview of the EECI located at the Wangchan Valley, standing with the concept of the Smart National Innovation Platform. So we can see that EECI is really taking a crucial role on driving innovation. So Dr. Jengrit, just come back to you. Perhaps you may have more to tell about the EECI and how EECI will support companies in driving innovation. The floor is yours.
Well, thank you, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. EECI, or the Eastern Economic Corridors of Innovations, is the innovation infrastructures in the EEC area designed to support the development of Thailand target industries, as mentioned in the videos and shown on the right side of the slides. As these industries are high-tech industries, it is important for industry and academia to work together collaboratively. EECI positions itself as an innovation hub connecting research and investment across Thailand to facilitate the collaborative work between industry and academia. In addition, infrastructures that are dedicated to local research scale-ups, as well as foreign technology localizations to support the industry and academia collaboration is at the heart of EECI. These infrastructures will be mostly pilot plants, test beds, sandboxes, demonstration plants, and other facilities that can facilitate techno-economic feasibility studies of research output to be commercialized or localized in Thailand and to a broader context to the ASEAN regions. In terms of locations, as the video already mentioned, the EECI is located in the heart of EEC areas in Rayong province at a site called Wangchan Valleys. The site encompasses an area roughly 5.5 square kilometers. The ecosystem of Wangchan Valleys comprises of 3 zones: community zones to support the living of innovators, education zones to provide new knowledge and high-end manpower, and innovation zone to produce industrial research and innovation. Currently, the community zones and innovation zone are under construction, whereas the education zone is already in operations with a research university called VISTEC on site. According to Nature Index, WISTEC ranks number 12 in the world on the Nature Index list of top 30 academic institutions under 30 years old. Besides WISTEC, there are a high school of the gifted called KVIS on site, as well as the Wangjan Valley Reforestation Learning Center. This center demonstrates the technique to reforest arid lands. Both KVIS and Wangjan Valley Reforestation Centers are already in operation. The construction of the innovation zone at EECI broke ground 2 years ago with a ceremony presided by the Thailand Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha. The construction of EECI headquarters is expected to finish in the third quarters of this year, and the soft opening is expected to be in early 2022. In terms of technology, EECI has 5 technology platforms: Biopolis for biotechnologies, Aripolis for digital technologies, Food Innopolis for food innovations, Space Innopolis for aviation and aerospace technologies, and synchrotron facilities. Within each technology platform, there are several infrastructures under development or being planned. For example, under Biopolis, the biorefinery pilot plants, smart greenhouses, and smart farm demonstration sites are being developed, whereas the modern aquaculture facility is in the planning stage. For Aripolis, the sustainable manufacturing centers is already underway, whereas the zinc-ion battery pilot plant and the connected and autonomous vehicle proving ground are in the process of government budget approval. The UAV sandbox under Space Innopolis is already in the pilot operations, and the synchrotron facility is already in the planning, in the design stage. The following slides are some of the research and innovation activities that industries and academias are participating under the umbrellas of EECI. For example, in modern plant agriculture, the activities span from the developments of UAV sandbox for agriculture and surveillance applications, plant factory developments and phenomics and advanced greenhouses. The focus of these activities will be on precise new variety screening, elite variety with specific trait selections, and on optimal growing conditions. The target plants are high value crops such as herbs and spices, as well as major economic crops of Thailand, such as sugarcanes and cassavas. In biorefineries, there are many collaborative activities, ranging from research and engineering partnerships, professional management of the pilot plants, demand-led consortiums, and advanced technology demonstration by technology providers. The focuses of the developments are on the developments of food supplement, nutraceuticals, and cosmeceutical active ingredients, as well as biochemical from earth and agro waste. The multi-purpose GMP and non-GMP biorefinery pilot plants at EECI will be instrumental in the developments of the target products. The plants use generic technologies to support research scale-ups and techno-economic feasibility studies. The pilot plants will also be set up in a way that proprietary technologies can be connected to the facility as well. So companies that use pilot plants have the options of trying out high-end technologies to compare the result with the generic technologies result. The facilities will be operated under the management of a company set up jointly by the National Science and Technology Development Agencies and Biobase Europe from Belgium. In smart electronics, EECI is particularly focused on industry digitization through Industry 4.0 concept. The upcoming Sustainable Manufacturing Center in EECI will be a focal point to demonstrate Industry 4.0, as well as being a test-bed consultation and human resource development, as well as being a meeting place between solution providers and those who are seeking solution. the ongoing collaborations, including the pilotings of the Industry 4.0 readiness assessment tools to the industrial IoT and data analytic platforms. The platform deploy IIoT into factories to monitor and improve energy efficiencies. The logos shown here at the bottom of the slides are some of the partners in the platform. In smart transportations, EECI is particularly focused on autonomous vehicle developments and advanced battery technologies. Shown here in this slide is the development in the areas of autonomous vehicles. In terms of infrastructures, the connected and autonomous proving ground is being planned and should be under development within a year time. In addition, the road system in EECI is designed to support a living lab settings on which system of autonomous vehicles and hybrid coexistence between traditional vehicles and autonomous vehicles can be piloted on a real environment. In terms of applications, we have demonstrated the technologies in a community's environment already last year with a level 3 autonomous golf cart. Larger version of a level 3 autonomous vehicles is next and should be ready to demonstrate later this year. Finally, there are several opportunities for partnering with us. In particular, we are looking to partner with you, with companies to develop high-value products from the abundant bioresources of Thailand. We are also keen on working with companies that plan to localize advanced technologies for Thailand and ASEAN markets. Joint research and innovations with local universities and local research institutes, share use of advanced research infrastructure in EECI, and of course, joint development of talent are some of the mechanisms we can explore together. We are also open for any suggestion from you that will make your investment in Thailand a win-win arrangement for you and for the Thai people. Thank you, and we are looking forward to see you in the near future. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much, Dr. Jenkins. From your presentation, I think we learned a lot, particularly at the EEC, certainly a significant innovation hub which support the so-called the S-curve industry and help connecting research and investment. And I'm sure that several industries such as the biotechnology, automation, smart electronics, medical, etc. will certainly enjoy support from the EECI in order to scale up research or modify their technology to meet with the market needs. Now it comes to our final speaker, Dr. Sakawet. So, Dr. Sakawet, I know that DEPA has done a lot in enhancing digital technology development and also digital transformation. So could you let us know more on how DEPA support and promote digital industry? And please also share with us some measures that DEPA helps strengthening startup. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Once again, welcome all participants to panel discussion. Mission of DEPA is to promote and support digital economy and also digital innovation and technology adoption to be beneficial to cultures, economies, and society. Okay, in order to achieve that goals, we have 4 strategies. Strategy 1 is to build manpower for digital era. Strategy 2 to transform economy toward digital Thailand, and strategy 3 is to empower community for digital future. And the last one is strategy 4, build digital innovation ecosystem. In this case, digital infrastructure is the backbone of digital economy. So far, we established Digital Startup Institute, IoT Institute, and Government Big Data Institute to execute on this matter. As I said, DEPA target to promote and support digital economy and transform Thailand to be digital Thailand. We support cities, SMEs, communities, farmers, and all stakeholders who would like to transform themselves by using digital service and product with standard from digital startup and also digital service provider. There are a number of packages, DEPA package to urge digital transformation in Thailand. For example, digital infrastructure fund, digital startup fund, digital transformation fund, digital event and marketing fund, digital R&D, internationalization voucher, and also then standardization voucher. Here shows workers' facilities of co-working space, and also we have environment to support digital startup ecosystem, and also we have many activities, for example, business matching activities, knowledge exchange activities, and consulting consultation activities. According to the right-hand side of the picture, show the meeting between our Prime Minister and also a local Thai startup. He came to listen to the successes and the pain points of Thailand startup ecosystem, and right now he's taking a lot of effort to scale up Thailand startup ecosystem. We appreciate it. Here show Thailand Digital Valley. Thailand Digital Valley expected to be digital hub of ASEAN. It will strengthen collaborations between partnership between the public sectors, private sectors, and academic sectors. It will open platform for local tech startup, international tech startup, local tech startup, and local tech company to produce and create digital service and product with international standard. Please take a look at Thailand Digital Valley within one. DIPA Digital One-Stop Service will facilitate all investors and all stakeholders who would like to involve in digital economy ecosystem to do business in Thailand. We facilitate that. And second one is Thailand Digital Valley building to Digital Startup Institute and Digital Startup Knowledge Exchange Center. We try to build many activities, including business matching activities, consultation activities, and so provide co-working space for startup. The next one is Thailand Digital Valley Building Trees, Digital Innovation Centers. It will serve as advanced digital technology and innovation research and development. We would like to invite all of you to be part of this biggest digital innovation center of ASEAN. We have been planning to host 5G lab, IoT lab, AR, VR lab, cloud innovation system lab, and also makerspace. The next one is Thailand Digital Valley Building for Digital Entertainment Complex. It will serve as advanced digital technology and innovation, testing, and support commercialization of digital service and product from startup. And we have been planning to host drone school, drone racing area, robotics school, robotic fighting area, and also digital content competition. For example, gaming competition. The last one is Thailand Digital Valley Building 5 Digital Global. It will serve as a sandbox for internationalization of digital startup. Here shows Thailand 5G Ecosystem Innovation Centers. We partnership with Huawei from China. We plan to do research in 5G application, do proof of concept of 5G applications across industries, for example, smart agriculture, smart health, smart education. We have been planning to incubate more than 100 startups to do research in this area. DIPA has many measures that I said. For example, DIPA Digital Infrastructure Fund for public and private investments to support digital infrastructure related to innovation and technology. The measures cover the land and building developments, cloud system, digital platform, machineries and equipments. In case of Digital Infrastructure Fund for private investment, we support the project up to 50% of project value, but not exceed to 50 million baht. Here show one of the project of the Digital Infrastructure Fund for private investment. So for CPS Agri platform, it's an open platform for farmers, digital startup, and all stakeholders who would like to transform themselves and also would like to utilize the data of rain data, flooding data, economic job, crop yield forecast, and also flooding forecast. We expected it will be beneficial to farmers to increase productivities and also reduce the damage from natural disaster. Here show one of the DIPA Digital Infrastructure Fund for public investors, so-called DIPA School Champion for STEM, Coding, IoT, and AI. DIPA support all schools to transform themselves and create coding syllabus, coding schools, coding resources in order to build infrastructure and also build the coding skill for Thai students across country. Thank you for your kind attention and participation.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sakawet. for giving us a brief overview on digital economy promotion master plan, and also the packages that offer not only knowledge and consultation, but also fund for the public and private investment. I think that would be really useful for those in the digital industry. All right, having heard from all speakers, we have learned a lot about policy measures and support for emerging industries from free agencies. From Dr. Panat's presentation, I think we see a great potential for Thailand in helping enterprises or entrepreneurs succeed in their businesses with support from NIA under the NIA Innovation Diplomacy Policy. We also learned from Dr. Jenkins about the several ECI technology platforms that help driving innovation for many industries and also the opportunities for partnership. We heard from Dr. Sakaret about the mechanism that DEPA support and promote digital industry, particularly startup, and also the details of Digital Valley located in EEC, which I think will be the center design for supporting digital technology development. I hope that today's panel provides us a very clear picture of the government's role to support innovative ecosystem and emerging industry. And together with the incentive offered by the Thailand Board of Investment, I think this certainly shows the Thailand readiness for welcoming the investment in emerging industry. So I would like to once again thank you all speakers for a very informative discussion today. And right now I would like to turn it over to Kun Kornpong.